Guys, we're going to take a look at this interesting knife that Jared sent me. This is the ORION Knives Cetus. This is a very interesting design, and I'm kind of surprised by how comfortable I found it to be. So let's turn this around and take a look at the good and the bad. All right, guys, this is the ORION Knives Cetus. Now, this came from Jared a while ago. It's been here, and I'm just getting around to throwing it in pockets. I did enjoy carrying this today. It's kind of late in the afternoon here on Halloween. Kids are starting to go out, but I've been carrying this all day. And there's some really good things about this knife, and there's some not so great things about this knife. So we're going to get into it. So what are we looking at here? So like I said, first day in carry, I haven't looked anything up. So this is a G10 scaled flipper with a sheep's foot or Wharncliffe style blade. It's done in a liner lock, 14C28N. You can reverse flick or you can flick off of it. Now in hand, this is superbly comfortable. This is one of the most comfortable knives in hand I've had for a while. It has this complete radius, and it's a strong radius from tip to tail. It's almost half moon shaped or banana shaped, but in hand, really surprised by how comfortable that was. Flipper tab completely disappears into the scales when you deploy it. So when you hit that, it's a small flipper tab to begin with. No real jimping on it. It doesn't need it. You hit that flipper tab, it slams open and it just disappears into that, but you still have got a finger guard. You've got really good access to the lock bar. The action on this, really smooth. You can reverse flick off of it and it sounds, listen to this, that sounds good. I don't know how it's going to come out after the audio edit when I fix all the problems with my voice. It has G10 scales, but I will tell you, this came to me, I don't know if this is how they come from the factory, with a set of wood scales, some burl wood scales. I have not put these on yet. I'm going to see if it feels any different. And we'll do that for the full on carry. And it also came with a spare pocket clip. So pocket clip on this is reversible. And actually, since you have two of them, you could put two pocket clips on it. I don't know how that would feel in hand, but the pocket clip is really comfortable in hand. It just disappears. It's a relatively long pocket clip that transitions down nice and low, and it's got that little lip that catches the pocket to go in really easily. It is nice and smooth on this, even though the cutout is exposed for this lock bar tension cutout. It's not catching on pockets at all, and this sits. This is one of the deep carry pocket clips on this. So it sits nice in the forward part of the pocket. Like I said, action on it, really smooth. 14C28N blade that has got a almost perfectly flat grind from tip to tail. You can do a lot of cutting with this beautiful fuller all the way down the blade. So you can flick off of either the aperture or you can flip off of the fuller. So if you've got big hands like me, and you don't want to try and force your finger up in there, you can get clear down here and it just drops into the proper grip on this. The jimping it's a little soft, but it's absolutely functional. This is one of those ones that's kind of in the middle. I'm not going to give it, this is going to stay on the good side of things. The jimping on it is functional. It's a little smooth, but it's not too smooth. And like I said, 14C28N, one of my favorite steels. It came to me relatively sharp. It probably does need a new edge. You can see it's a little bit bad at the very tip. I'm going to try touching it up on a ceramic first, but 14C28N, easy to sharpen. So we'll see all of that. There are some bad things about this knife. So we will talk about that right after you hear from this video sponsor. Guys, a big shout out to Dahlstrong for sponsoring this portion of this video. I just wanted to point out that you are not going to find a knife that is more comfortable in hand in the kitchen than the Dahlstrong Phantom series. This is my Phantom series paring knife. They sent this to me. I've used this so much. You just cannot get by how comfortable they are. And not only are they comfortable, they're gorgeous. You can see it there. It is a beautiful series of knives. They're done with natural materials, quality steel, and they are some of the sharpest kitchen knives you're going to find. So go down to the link below. Check out Dahlstrong. They are supporting this channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. Guys, that's it. Let's turn this around and get back to the video. So there's a couple things about this knife I'm not a big fan of. One of them, the first one, it didn't cut the way I was kind of hoping, and it could just be that it needs sharpened. And we'll see when I do the final review. But it just felt like it was a little bit forced when I was trying to cut cardboard. It did cut wood okay, but I was cutting some pine as opposed to my typical oak dowel rods. Next thing, the pocket clip is really long. While it is very comfortable, the pocket clip is a little longer than I like. I did not have it happen, but these longer pocket clips have a tendency to catch on more stuff because they are longer. And a lot of times it will be my seat belt, and then this gets all wanged out and I got to try and fix a pocket clip. The other thing about the pocket clip, it's pretty stiff. There's a lot of tension on it, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to pull out of pocket because this is a very deep carry pocket clip. So that's just a little thing. Okay, the next two things are a little bit more functional, and then you're going to hear me say something that you're not going to believe. There's a bit of a misgrind on the very tip of this side of the knife. Not a fan of that. That's going to mean a little bit more work in sharpening. I don't like when knives come misground. I know it happens, but the fact is that's a QA thing that the factory could catch. And this next one's a little bit more of a big deal for me. It's got some pretty late lockup. If you look, it's well past 50%. So that just means that this knife is not going to last you as long. Eventually, that's going to work its way all the way over. And that's well past 50%. That's closer to 100%. You're really close to being at the very end of that radius. And then the only thing you'll either go over it and it'll completely touch the scale, or it's going to stay in that area of the radius where it's too thick, and then it's just going to wear out and you're going to get lock rock, where the blade just rocks against the lock. So, and then a final thing, this knife definitely could have done, not necessarily with a lanyard hole, but a post for a lanyard, because like I said, this sits very deep in the pocket, which is nice. You can carry it up forward, but the fact is it's kind of hard to get a hold of and pull out of pocket, especially with the G10 being a little bit textured, which means it holds onto the pants a little bit. So there's been a couple times I went to pull it out of my pocket and it just slipped off. So this needed a lanyard post, I think. So I am not opposed to a lanyard on some knives. So with that being said, is it a yup or a not? At this point, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know. It's a 50-50. So using our standard machine code judging method, we're going to have to see how this pans out. It's got a lot of really good points, but it does have some stuff that is just a little bit, not quite showstoppers, but getting close for me. So let's turn this around. We'll do some final thoughts and send you out about your day. There you go, guys. It's kind of unusual for me to have a knife come in that I don't form a definite yes or no opinion. As far as the design, I love the design. Execution-wise, there's a couple elements that I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it. I'm going to keep an eye on that lock bar and see if it travels over any further and see if that's going to be a definite factor. It could just be that this was one that had a minor issue from the factory. It does happen with budget knives. These aren't that expensive. I do know that. I know that it's not an expensive knife. So, but we'll see over the next couple weeks. I do like the overall design on this. Really, really good, even with some of the negative stuff. So guys, that's it. If you like the videos, thumbs up. If you don't like them, thumbs down. Tell me why I can't change that content. If you don't, tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, lots of different ways. I threw a Dollstrong ad in. Big shout out to Abby for making all this stuff possible and sending me my Dollstrong shirt. They are a great, great company if you're looking for kitchen cutlery. There is Coffee Brand Coffee Tempered Trail down below. They have got a discount code built into their links. You can also use the coupon code CrazySharp at Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail. That coupon code also works at FairandForgedKnifeWorks.com and Rosecraft Blades. I've got a ton of affiliate links with most of your knife vendors, Knife Ship Free, GP Knives, Blade HQ, all that stuff down below. I've got other stuff down below that is not necessarily knife related. Atlas VPN, the VPN I use, is currently 85% off. Other ways you can do it, Amazon stores down below. Take that pin to your browser, use it for all your Amazon shopping, and a look at joining my membership. Lots of benefits. You get exclusive content, access to the private Discord. Baseline and premium guys get giveaways that I do for them, and the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series. And I've also built a Discord, a public Discord for all of you. That link is down below. Join that community, have fun, hang out. I'm in there a lot. So guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you next time.